It's Pro Wrestling Summit, motherfucker. You already know what it is, man. Here we are. It's Saturday. It's Full Gear Day. We do record this on Friday just prior to SmackDown, so if you're looking here for fucking SmackDown information from this Friday, the 18th of fucking... What is it? November, October. I don't fucking know what month it is. November. Oh, that's right. Fucking Thanksgiving's next week. Motherfucker. Knowledge. How you doing, bro?
Tatum, living the dream.
Well, I want to fucking just jump right into fucking saying that, you know, Pro Wrestling Summit is expanding. I want to be the first to tell you, we have some new shit coming up. Pro Wrestling Summit has some new shit coming up. Because it seems that that's the only fucking thing that you people like that we do. You really don't care about the other shit. You like the wrestling thing, sorta, kinda. But we think that we can expand on the wrestling thing to make you like it even more. And if you think that we've been fucking crazy and fucking and mental prior, you have seen nothing yet. Wait until you see what we have coming up. We're gonna drop little fucking hints, some teaser videos. Like, we're gonna drop some shit, and we're gonna have shorts now. We're going to have all sorts of stuff. We're going to be available on some other fucking platforms as well. You know, for some of you people who don't want to fucking go on YouTube, you close the fucking thing, you want to listen in your car, we're going to have fucking options for you there too, motherfucker. We're going to have some motherfucking shit going on that is going to blow your hair back and make you smell the roses in your ass. Woo!
I have nothing to add to that.
All right, cool, man. Well, fucking right on. So, I mean, it's full gear day, man.
Full gear day. I mean, if you came here for, like, you know, WWE knowledge today,
this is not it. This
is all AEW today.
This is all AEW. We're gonna.
It's a stacked full gear card.
Stacked full gear card.
Ridiculously stacked full gear.
So we're going to go over full gear today. We're going to go over the card, do predictions for the fucking full gear card, and then we're going to get into the rebooking of AEW, what Tony Khan should do. Some ideas from the both of us. Some general ideas. We're going to expand upon these ideas in future episodes, but we're going to tell you exactly where some things are going to go. We have different takes on where we would take the company initially. We have not spoken. We don't know anything that the other person is going to say, and that is what you're hearing it as I'm hearing it, as Knowledge is hearing it, as everybody is hearing it, where I'm hearing it for the fucking first time.
Yeah, it's all just like Tatum said, it's all just ideas of where we would take AEW, and you know, I'm excited to hear your stuff. I'm excited to share some of my stuff.
I'm fucking super pumped to hear your shit, man.
So let's get through full gear.
All right, let's get through full gear. Let's start at the bottom. Fucking Wardlow versus Samoa Joe versus Powerhouse Hobbs for the TNT Championship. This is interesting to me. Only because Samoa Joe is also the television champion in ROH. So, to me, from an outside viewer, it looks like Wardlow is getting the pin on Powerhouse Hobbs. You would think that that's the fucking, that's the play right there.
The only other thing I could see is possibly having Powerhouse Hobbs pin Samoa Joe as a way of getting the title off of Wardlow without making Wardlow look weak, and then let Powerhouse Hobbs and Wardlow go at it. But I don't see any way that Samoa Joe takes it here.
Dual champion, two companies, it's just too much.
Even with Powerhouse Hobbs, I doubt that he would take it too. I mean, this is pretty... it's pretty foreshadowed already that it's going to be Wardlow that takes this. This is just two strong competitors that he can go up against and kind of hopefully make him shine a little bit.
Yeah, it's fucking rather surprising, though, and I gotta fucking say why it's rather surprising, because you don't want to make anybody look bad in this match, right? But you've already buried Wardlow. You know, he's only wrestled like fucking 5 times and only in tag matches. He like hasn't even defended this fucking title. And now he's gonna fucking defend the title against like real deal guys. Like, these are not fucking small dudes. Like, these are not, he's not gonna powerbomb Symphony Samoa Joe 10 times, dude. No. Like, it's not gonna fucking happen.
And that's why I think that it makes the most sense for this match to be like a way for him to shine a little bit.
Yeah, I certainly hope it is, because for me, he's probably one of the top guys in the company.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just in terms of like marketability, he's got size. Like
thank you MJF for that one.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. MJF made him look like $1 million,
Absolutely.
dude. You know. So I would say Wardlow is gonna go over in that match.
Yeah.
Sting and Darby Allin against Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal.
I don't think.
Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, who cares? I don't see any way that they make Darby Allin lay down to
Jeff Jarrett
or Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
So
okay.
if they don't win, it'll be Sting taking the pin. But
who the fuck cares?
Yeah,
who cares?
Why
I don't
is Jeff Jarrett
wrestling?
Why
Why is Darby Allin, a guy who has like a pretty decent fucking amount of talent, a young guy?
Why is he wrestling all these old people?
Yeah, correct. Why is he wrestling? Why does he have like a 60-year-old guy hanging around with him? Like, Jesus Christ.
Bring your
so
grandpa
bad.
to work day.
He puts the wooden chompers in and fucking comes on down. Hey, brother, I'm going to put on the face paint. Is that cool? Can you help me? My hands are not so steady anymore. Fucking Jesus Christ. Geriatric Sting. That's fucking great. He's like 74 years old, this fucking guy. Anyway, Saraya, Britt Baker. Now this is very interesting. If Britt Baker... I think that you have to put Britt over.
I'm excited for this match just because I want to see what Saraya can do at this point. This is it's either gonna be a good match, like a great match, or it's gonna be the absolute drizzling shits and everybody gets off the Saraya bandwagon.
First spot that they do in that match should be that fucking drop kick. Out of the corner.
To the back of
DMD should fucking drop kick her right in the back of the fucking head.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine what a fucking heel move and what a way to start.
Yeah.
Let her kick out. There's no reason for... You don't have to... Listen, I'm not saying you're going to mule kick the fucking...
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean? You kick her in the middle of the back. Like, it's the visual of the fucking thing.
I think you said... What'd you say? Britt Baker takes it?
I think you have to put Britt over. I mean, Saraya
I think Saraya goes over.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think Saraya goes over.
I think that... Like, what are you doing with Britt, then?
But if she loses her first match, what are you doing with Saraya?
Well, it's against Britt.
Yeah,
it's not like some chump competition. It's not like
that immediately gives Saraya credibility where people are questioning her.
I guess. Okay, I can kind of see where you're going with that. All right, so it's a toss-up. That's a toss-up.
Yeah, we'll see who comes up victorious on that.
Yeah, Nyla Rose, Jade Cargill. If they don't fucking put Jade Cargill over in like 5 minutes, I don't know what the fuck we're doing here. She should pump kick her in the face and fucking pin her. Yeah. That's it. Call it a day. Yeah. You stole my belt, you stupid bitch.
Yeah.
That's the whole premise behind this thing.
Jade Cargill is like one of the best things going in the women's division. You got to keep the title on her. You got to keep this going.
Dog, she's one of the only things going on in the women's division besides Britt Baker and fucking... Well, not even Saraya, because she doesn't wrestle.
Right. I agree with you.
And Athena beating the fuck out of people in the ring. I do like the new gimmick where she's just fucking beating up job people. It's fucking tremendous.
But thank God they're actually using her in a worthwhile position. You know, they're making her look good.
Well, they took a negative and turned it into a giant positive for her.
It sucks that everywhere she goes, people can't book her.
Well, and no one knows how to work with her.
Right.
She is a student of Booker T.
Yeah.
You think that she's going to take any shit from somebody in the fucking ring?
Absolutely.
If somebody fucks up? Like, man, you know how many wrestlers I've seen snap on other fucking people, dude? Dan Spivey and fucking Sid Vicious. That guy not selling for him. I don't know if you've ever seen that video.
I've seen it, yeah.
Oh my God, dude. They beat the fuck out of that guy.
Yep.
And he deserved every second of it. How do you not sell for those two giant fucking human beings?
Stupid.
That's just dumb. Stupid. You're just an idiot. So, what do you think,
we
Jade?
skipped over Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus here.
Oh, we did?
But I said Jade Cargill has to...
Jade Cargill goes over. I'm sorry, Jungle Boy. He doesn't want to be known as Jungle Boy anymore. He wants that to be his nickname. He wants to be known as Jack Perry.
Well, too bad. You're listed
you're
as Jungle Boy here.
Yeah,
so
you're Jungle Boy as far as I'm concerned. Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus in a steel cage match.
I think Jungle Boy's going over. On
I
that
think
one.
it's time.
Luchasaurus is also injured right now, so I think they use that to their advantage there.
Yeah,
make that part of the story. Plus, this is a way for him to win in a kind of
fucked up sort of way.
Yeah, I mean,
because he can climb out of the cage.
He can climb out of the cage. He can get out of the cage,
and he can definitely get up a cage quicker than Luchasaurus can.
Exactly. So I think that's
I would say that's a good call. Yep. Death Triangle versus the Elite. I mean,
the Elite's getting their titles.
Yeah,
they were forced to take them off of them. The Elite's getting their titles.
I mean,
that's the whole reason why it's here. It'll be a decent match. It'll be a the flippy no selling style.
Yeah, man.
But that's okay in morsels to me. Like that, there's a place for it.
Yeah, no. One match like that on the whole fucking card essentially is fucking fine.
Yeah.
I just do want to say this one thing before we move any forward from Death Triangle and the Elite, because I agree the Elite would go over no problem. I think it's going to be a tremendous match of many high spots, super kicks, package pile drivers. There's going to be all sorts of shit. But I do want to say one thing, and I feel absolutely terrible for fucking Eddie Kingston and Ortiz having to work Konosuke Takeshita and fucking Jun Akiyama on a fucking on Rampage. You're not even on the fucking pre-show?
Yeah, that's
like, how fucking disrespectful. How disrespectful do you fucking have to be? That guy goes out there and gets cheered for nobody has any reason to cheer him. Mm-hmm. And he goes out there and gets fucking cheered. Yeah. People love him. And you fucking put him on Rampage to not even work on the pay-per-view? On a giant pay-per-view like this? I just don't understand, dude.
Especially when there's clearly...
you have plenty of spots for him!
Well, there's clearly plenty of spots. Take that Sting and Darby Allin match versus, Jarrett and Lee.
Pre-show!
Put them on Rampage, whatever.
Free on YouTube. Yeah. Thank you very much.
And slip Eddie Kingston in there.
Jesus Christ. It's so terrible, man. Anyway, what do you got there? Jericho, Danielson, Guevara, Claudio for the ROH World Championship. Who the fuck cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
It's going to be a tremendous match that doesn't need a title attached to it at all.
I just don't know where you go with this.
Jericho retains, I think.
I mean, yeah, because why would you... The only other person that would make sense would be putting it on Claudio and making him kind of, the guy for...
well, they got Final Battle coming up.
Right, but so that's why you don't make that move yet.
Yeah. I think you do a big match at Final Battle because Jericho's the bigger name.
Right.
You're going to draw more eyes to Final Battle with Jericho as the fucking headliner of the fucking show.
And let's be honest, this is going to come down to Blackpool Combat Club versus the Jericho Appreciation Society. So, I mean...
Which, in some stupid gimmick match...
Yeah.
That is not fitting for those guys at all, because they've already done a gimmick match with these guys where they were fucking bleeding all over the place and Claudio's involved, and it's like, it was mental. Don't get me wrong, it was cool seeing, but like, how many times can you do like a fucking, an empty arena match? Yep. We're doing a fucking stadium match and you're running each other over with golf carts and shit. Like, I mean,
ridiculous.
How many golf cart spots can you actually do?
About 7, I can think
and they broke through all of them. I mean, if it was me, I would just step on the gas and be like, "Hey, bro, you
gotta take this.
You're a professional wrestler. You know how to take a bump. I'm smoking you with this thing.
You gotta take the golf cart. How many chances do you get to
seriously
whale somebody with a golf cart?
Dude, could you imagine somebody Supermaning through the middle of the golf cart as the person's driving towards them and like tackling the person?
All right, so 8 spots. I can now think of 8 spots.
Oh no, I got a bunch of spots like that, dude. Some like weird fucking superhero shit. So what do you think, Jericho?
Yeah, Jericho. If it's not Jericho, I think it's got to be Claudio. It doesn't make sense to put it on Danielson or Guevara.
Yeah, okay, I got that. Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter.
I want Jamie Hayter to have that championship.
I think everybody wants Jamie Hayter to have that championship.
I feel like it's not going to happen. Can we, by the way, can we talk just a little bit about the fact that I love the intensity this week, but Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter just throwing those haymakers at each other while their heads are down and they're not landing, like... It looks good, but then you see that none of them are landing. You're like, what the fuck is happening? Do you know how to throw a punch? Or like, if that was two guys, they would have grabbed each other and they're throwing like forearms. They're throwing punches like directly at the face. They're not doing this over the top, like slapping you in the top of the head with my fist thing.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, like, if it's, like, to protect from injury.
Oh, I guarantee you that's what it is.
You know, but it doesn't look very aesthetically pleasing.
Oh.
Just in terms of there are so many other things that you could have done. Have them throw kicks, and they each miss kicks, and fucking they both powder out each side of the ring, and fucking they're both standing on opposite sides of the ring on the outside, like a million things.
Tony Storm could just come in, tackle her, start like wailing on her.
A million things that you could do. A million things. Anything other than that. It looked very terrible. I agree with you.
Yeah. I would love to see Hayter go over, but I have a feeling that Tony Storm's going to hang on to that title for a little bit longer.
You know, I have a very, very sneaking suspicion that Thunder Rosa is going to cost Tony Storm the belt.
Oh, that'd be interesting. That would be interesting.
Because she has so much heat.
Yeah.
And I think that they're just going to run with her having heat.
Yeah.
You know? Why look a gift horse in the mouth? You know what I'm saying?
I just have a feeling that they're going to be like, all right, let Tony Storm win, and then Thunder Rosa comes out afterwards. It's like, I'm back with my title.
It's so stupid. It's predictable. You got to do something different.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Acclaimed, Swerve in Our Glory. Now this I really don't know. I've been tossing this around.
I'm so tired of this match. I'm tired
a little over this.
The Acclaimed and Swerve Nargle. It's like the Usos and the New Day. Like you've seen it a million times now.
And they're not doing different shit.
You have so many tag teams.
Yeah.
Use another tag team.
Yep.
Hopefully the Acclaim goes over.
Yeah, I hope
they're the hot thing
now. I hope that they do a split with Swerve in Our Glory. Because, like, Keith Lee's, like, he's, like, a face, clearly, and, like, Swerve is clearly a fucking heel, and, like, they're teasing a split. Like, I think it's time, if you're going to do it, you do it at a big show.
This is probably it.
Yeah, tag team titles.
You lose again.
Yep. And you get them the fuck out of the way with each other and be done with it. There is one thing that I would like to say. I think that Death Triangle versus the Elite, House of Black somehow gets involved in that.
I'm hoping.
In that match. Since the vignettes have been playing, like, it's a perfect time for them to come back.
And I wanted a House of Black to be done, but now that with those vignettes and everything, it looks... And they're teasing having more people in there, too.
Yeah, being reborn and, like, the whole deal. I think Miro is with them, which would be awesome.
It would be interesting.
The Jesus Redeemer character with the darker... You know, he understands what the dark side is. And
Miro needs something, you know.
He just needs somebody to talk for him.
Yeah.
He's not engaging enough. Like, on that Twitch thing, like, whatever that is, video game fucking thing or whatever, like, he's very popular. But, like, on a microphone, in front of, like, a live crowd, like, people are like, oh, man, time to get popcorn? Like, this guy's talking about God and shit. Like, I'm here to watch a wrestling show. What the fuck is going on? Anyway, I like the gimmick, though. I fucking like the gimmick. I think that you could do a lot with the gimmick. A ton. So, what do we got next?
Ethan Page versus Brian Cage, Ricky Starks or Lance Archer in the Eliminator Tournament Finals.
Yep. I mean, if I was to put money on it, I would fucking probably have to say Ethan Page is the guy, considering that he just fucking beat Bandito.
Yeah.
Like, and Bandito was like their big 3-year fucking deal, and you know.
I mean, if it's not going to be the Page, Lance Archer would be the only one that I think would actually...
See, now, him and Moxley, I would like to see, because I really like Lance Archer. I like his whole aura, the gimmick. He beats people up before they get to the ring. Like, he's just got something about him.
Yeah.
And him and Mox could actually do good shit because he's way bigger than Mox is.
But yeah, absolutely. And I do think that...
him and Claudio?
Claudio would be interesting. Him and Claudio would be very interesting. Brian Cage is one of those guys that always gets to like that close to top spot and then falls off. Ricky Stark's kind of the same way. I think that it's going to be Lance Archer and Ethan Page is going to go over.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Ethan Page, Ricky Starks, because it's like two young guys, up and coming. They definitely have the goods to be in that spot. I'm personally not a big Ricky Starks fan. I just don't. I think it's like a Rock gimmick.
I'm a much bigger Lance Archer fan than I am.
100%. Yeah, 100%. So what? So you're thinking Archer, Page?
Yeah. I think Page is probably going to go over.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So Page goes over either way. And then we have the main event, Jon Moxley, MJF.
If MJF doesn't win the fucking title, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? You have to put the title on him.
See, people are predicting that fucking William Regal turns on Moxley and fucking gives brass knuckles to fucking MJF to beat fucking Moxley, which would be interesting. But I would rather them do promos against each other than with each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? But the villain thing, see, the devil, especially what MJF said, you don't understand the devil that I am.
Right.
Like, you don't understand how deep the devil actually goes. It's a little Bray Wyatt-ish. Mm-hmm. And for such a buttoned-up character. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't... I don't get that. He's not the devil to me. Like, he doesn't scream devil to me. He doesn't... There's nothing about his character that screams devil to me. He's a chicken shit heel who likes to run his mouth. He's very smart. He's very, very entertaining.
I can't think of the movie now.
What's the matter? What movie? Tell me.
Describe the devil. He's basically a guy in a suit.
The guy in the suit is the devil?
Yeah, I can't think of the movie. It's
Fallen?
No.
That was a great movie with Denzel.
It's going to take me a while. We're going to have to...
All right, whatever. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but basically it reminds me of that when I can think of it.
Yeah, it's I just don't get that vibe. Like, listen, you're very effective as a heel, but your best work is being a chicken shit. You being a tough guy doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. It doesn't lend for good TV.
Yeah.
You being a fucking chicken shit heel and fucking jumping all over people and making fun of people, and then when you finally get your comeuppance, that's what people want to see.
Right.
But is it what they want to see?
No.
No. The fans are so fucking fickle because they pop for it and then they go home and get on the internet and they're like, what?
Devil's Advocate.
Oh, Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
Al Pacino. Very good movie.
So the idea of like the devil being that like prim and proper buttoned up
right.
guy, like that's what I see him as like the devil type of idea, But
that's not what I see as the devil. Like, for me, when I hear somebody is the devil, I think of one thing. I think of Kevin Sullivan. Because you want to talk about an effective devil, like he had people passing out at studio TV tapings in front of 100 people. People were passing out in the audience because they could not deal with it.
He was definitely something to behold.
Tremendous. It was fucking tremendous. I stepped on the 7th step and Buddha Dean. Dude, those fucking promos were the absolute fucking balls.
We gotta figure that what MJF's going on. You gotta.
I don't even think it's a fucking question at this point. Like, how can you not? Moxley wanted a vacation before this whole CM Punk shit started.
Right.
Like he needs to go on a vacation.
Right.
Not to revitalize his career or like fucking
just give him a break.
His character.
He's been carrying the company for over a year now.
Dude, all on his fucking shoulders. Yeah. Because as good as Danielson is, he hasn't been at the top of the card.
No.
Why he's been losing matches is beyond me. You have to have some sort of control in terms of booking.
Yeah.
Your shit and just be like, yo, listen, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
Just keep losing. We need
it's
to do
fucking crazy. So we've gone over the full gear card. Now it's time for the fucking meat and potatoes of the fucking thing. What do you want to? How do you want to fucking do this?
Do you want to share yours first? Do you want me to share mine first?
Whatever you want to do, bro.
So we're just doing the AEW card, the AEW
roster,
the roster here, the one that we came up with a couple weeks ago.
That we drafted, yes.
Yeah. So and this is basically what we would do with the company in the foreseeable future. I kind of went like 6 months to a year out at most. I don't know what your plan was.
Yeah, see, I hadn't like booked anything like in terms of like show quality stuff. I went more idea route, like where I would go with certain people, just in terms of like maybe future out in terms of the roster, but like some things that I have some hot takes on here that I think would be interesting. But what? Do you want me to go? Do you want? I really don't give a fuck.
You, me, you. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Night at the Roxbury. You, me, you.
Yeah.
All right. So why don't you go first?
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So let's just fucking step into the realm that I have now fucking taken over the fucking book, and I am now like the fucking guy. Okay. So first things first, there would only be 4 titles complete on the fucking AEW product. There would be a world title, a tag team title, a women's title, and a junior heavyweight title, which is 225 pounds and under. A little bit different from the cruiserweight title, which is 220 and under.
Right. This definitely gives more space for more people.
Correct.
It turns it into more of a mid-card title than
because I don't want a TNT title or nothing like that, because you have a TNT title and you're on Rampage for TNT and that's it. Right. It don't make no fucking sense. Right. Like the All-Atlantic title being defended in Japan. Right. What the fuck are we talking about? Right. It's the dumbest fucking thing ever. Right. Okay, so I would stop that. So that would stop immediately. So I came up with this idea, and I had this idea for like a while. Not specifically for AEW, but I always thought that it was a cool concept, and it just so happens that AEW in this situation it would be perfect for. So I came up with this idea of the Great Reset. Every January 1st, all titles become vacated.
Oh.
Champions at the time of that reset automatically will be added to the respected title match at Battle for the Belts every January, because it's a January pay-per-view every year.
Wow.
Win-loss records determine the opponent. They reset every January 1st.
So it gives legitimacy to those win-loss records.
Correct. Yeah. Without doing the stupid rankings that don't mean fucking jack diddly cock.
Right.
Okay?
Because at that point, like, let's be honest about those rankings. If you're winning matches, it's because the company sees something in you.
Correct.
So that's good.
But in this case, because we are so close to Battle of the Belts this year, tournaments will be conducted to determine this year's matches at Battle for the Belts. Brackets for all titles I will reveal on the December 3rd episode of Pro Wrestling Summit. Okay? And I'm just gonna I'll go into my hot takes after I get some of your shit, okay. But I just want to go over some of the things that I would do with the roster, okay? Let's just, I'm just gonna run down this real quick. Mox, heel face. He's a tweener of tweeners, okay? Tony Storm is a face. Acclaimed a face. Pac is a heel. Phoenix and Penta are both faces, clearly. Wardlow is a face. Jade Cargill is a tweener as well. I see her as a tweener. She can sell a lot of fucking tickets and merchandise. Adam Cole, tweener. Has to be. He's going to get cheered too much regardless. Andrade's a heel. Ange Parker's a heel. Anthony Ogogo, I would make a face immediately. Gun Club, I would make a face immediately.
Oh, that's interesting.
Billy Gunn, he's a face. He's never going to be a heel. He's a legend. People aren't going to boo him.
Yeah.
Brian Pillman Jr., I would make a tweener. And I'm going to get more into that in a minute. Brody King is a heel. That guy doesn't have face written on him at all. He's not a face. Nothing about him is a face.
He's a permanent heel. I can see that.
Danielson obviously is a face. Buddy Matthews heel. FTR is a face. They're never going to be heels.
Yeah.
Jericho is a tweener. He's always going to be a tweener. People sing his entrance music, but they boo him when he does dastardly shit. So it's really...
It's the best part about the AEW crowd.
Yeah, it's the best part. They know exactly what they know exactly what they need to do. Christian a heel. Claudio face. Danhausen a face, clearly. Darby is a tweener. I put Darby as a tweener, and I'll get more into that in a minute. Eddie Kingston is a tweener, definitely, because he's too violent to be a fucking face, and he's too unpredictable. You can't predict what that guy's going to do. Ethan Page is a heel. Evil Uno is a face. Hook is a face. Jake Hager is a heel. John Silver's a face. Keith Lee I have as a heel. And I'm going to get more into that. Kenny Omega is a tweener. Lance Archer is a heel. Luchasaurus I have as a face. I like him better as a face. Young Bucks, they're obviously tweeners. I mean, they're gonna get booed, but they're obviously getting cheered. Matt Menard, heel. Miro is a heel. MJF is a tweener. Malachi Black is a heel. Ortiz is a face. Parker Boudreaux is a heel. Hobbs is a heel. Prez 10 is a face. Peter Avalon is a face. And I'm going to get into that as well. Santana a face. Satnam Singh is a heel. Scorpio Sky is a face. Stokely is a heel. Swerve as a tweener because he's gonna get cheered.
Yeah.
Butcher and Blade as heels. Regal is a face. The women, Abaddon is a face. Total face. Anna Jay is a heel. Athena is a face. DMD is a heel. Bunny is a heel. Emi Sakura is a face. Jamie Hayter is a face. Statlander is a heel. Layla Hirsch is a face. Mercedes Martinez is a heel. Nyla Rose is a heel. Paige Van Zandt a heel. Riho's a face. Ruby's a face. Saraya's a face. Serena Deeb's a heel. Ty Mello is a heel. Willow is a face. All together, on the men's roster, I have 21 heels, 20 faces, and 10 tweeners. That's just how it worked out. I didn't do that purposely.
50-50, yeah, that's pretty damn good.
On the women's side, same thing. I have 9 heels, 10 faces, and 1 tweener in Jade Cargill.
Yeah, which is more of a heel than a face.
Correct. Yeah. Now, what I'm going to tell you is what I'm going to do with some of these people. Because I have some teams that need to be created, okay? Cole rejoins the Omega and the Bucks. Obviously, they fucking reform the Elite. I mean, it's no one else is there for him. You're with those guys anyway. You know what I mean?
It prevents him from having to wrestle as much either.
Correct. Jericho 2.0 and Hager stay as the JAS with Anna Jay and Tay Mello. Dax and Cash stay as FTR. The Gun Club is Austin, Colton, and Billy. All as faces. Because Billy, with them, they can draw money. And they can draw sympathy because they're smaller than the other guys. And they're not wide. Billy is the glue.
So you're going to like do a Men in Black, Flash thingy to like make
somebody fucks with their dad and they're like, fuck you. No, okay. That's my dad. Okay. Like
at the end of the day,
he's the man, and like
I can kick his ass, but you can't kick my dad's ass. Yeah, I get it.
Like, you're not gonna beat my dad up. I'll put hands on my dad, but you're not gonna beat my dad up. Right. Fuck you.
Right.
So I kind of like that whole thing. I do have a new stable that has started up. The Idols Cartel. It is Christian, Andrade, Ethan Page, and Parker Boudreaux. You gotta have Christian as the fucking mouthpiece guy to speak shit for Andrade. Ethan Page can also speak the shit, but he's your mid-card guy, and Parker Boudreaux is your fucking giant human being that kind of just fucking beats people up and throws people out of the way. No? Okay.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
And then we have another new team that I have coined Murder for Hire.
It's a good name.
Butcher, The Blade, and Lance Archer. with the bunny managing them and as their mouthpiece.
Yeah, that's an easy sell on that
Murder for hire. It's perfect.
one. Like, and they all have the same type of look.
Yeah, the Butcher, the Blade, and the Murder Hawk Monster. Like Murder for hire. It's perfect. But that's
so
just
it's gonna be like an APA type of thing.
Sorta, kinda, but a little bit more like
more serious, not so.
Not so like, oh, we're just gonna fucking play cards and like do backstage skits.
This is for beer money.
Yeah, like no, we're gonna beat the fuck out of you because somebody told us that we should.
Right.
And we can. So who's gonna tell us no? And then I have the new Blackpool Combat Club. It is Bryan Danielson leading the charge. Anthony Ogogo. John Silver, Hook, and Layla Hirsch, with William Regal as their mouthpiece.
Wow. I'm a little surprised about Hook right there.
I'm not. He fits perfectly into that. I'm gonna stretch the fuck out of you and just punch you in the face, and I don't need a gimmick. My gimmick is beating you the fuck up. So that would be my new fucking Blackpool Combat Club. I would rechristen Santana and Ortiz back into EYFBO because I think that they were great when Ortiz was being the fucking crazy. He was doing the fucking crazy monkey and like it was awesome. They were dancing and like they were having a good time.
But they don't they have problems with each other now?
Yeah, but
whatever, this is business.
Those guys like grew up together though. So like, man, when people listen, the wrestling business is fucking fickle, dude. People fight in the fucking wrestling business. People don't get along for business reasons or whatever it is. And especially when there's big money involved, on the indies it's really easy because you're getting paid dick. Right. Everyone's getting paid the same, worth of shit.
When there's money,
when there's money involved and there's like, hey, are we gonna sell merchandise here? Are we gonna fucking draw money here? Then it becomes probably becomes more of an issue. I don't know. I've never been in a situation like that, but if I was, I mean, in a fantasy land, like, I would think that I'd probably react differently. Right. I would say, fuck you. You're gonna fucking shitter, get off the pot, motherfucker. Right. But anyway, that's what I would do. Stokely Hathaway. All of his firm members don't exist on the AEW roster, essentially, except for Ethan Page. So I didn't draft any of the guys that are in the firm.
They had like Morrissey and
they're not on the AEW roster, bro. They're not on that page. Can't draft Morrissey and all those guys if they're not there. We said it.
That's a good point.
So Stokely, realizing that he has run his mouth and put himself in a really bad position, goes out and hires himself a new firm because he needs it. And he goes out and he retains Jade Cargill's services because he has Jade Cargill. Yeah. And he goes out and he hires Satnam Singh, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Keith Lee to be his new firm. Mm-hmm. The Dark Order has had a little bit of switch up now that John Silver has left for more wrestling-esque pastures. Prez 10, Uno, and Danhausen have requested the services of Abaddon to join the Dark Order and join them in their odd fight against the wrestling world. Huh. It fits.
Yeah.
It fits. Abaddon fits with them. It's strange, it's odd, and it gives them more evil.
Yeah, you're just kind of... There are a lot of very similar gimmicks that you're just...
Everybody's evil.
Combining.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes sense.
Yeah. And they can work well as a team. I mean, Prez 10 and Eva Luna work very well as a team, and they can both wrestle really well. Mm-hmm. Danhausen is a great mouthpiece and character figure, I would keep House of Black. I wouldn't touch it. Mm. I would just leave it alone because Buddy Murphy can't talk. Brody King really can't talk. Malachi Black talks really well when given a good opportunity to talk and like a character that he fucking believes in and not some bullshit. So I think that can still work. I have a new group that would be comprised of Darby Allin, Brian Pillman Jr., and Swerve Strickland as the Compromised. Because they have all been compromised to the wrestling business in one form or another. Pillman Jr.
That's a heck of a group there. Darby Allin. I don't know. Does he really mix well with? I guess I get the theme.
Both from Seattle.
But I just their gimmicks are so
different,
diametrically opposed.
And I think that's why it would work, because they're so fucking strange, and they're all strange. Swerve is strange too.
Yeah.
Like, he's like hip hop, but mixed with punk rock and like a bunch of other things, and he doesn't wrestle a conventional style. Like, everything that he does is like very you can tell like he's put time into his craft.
Oh yeah.
And Darby is more reckless, and Pillman Jr. is gonna be like his dad at one point or another, and I'm gonna make him like his dad. And we'll get more into that when I give my hot takes of exactly how I would fucking set that all up. I only have a couple more left here. Paige Van Zant and Serena Deeb would be a team called Violent Science.
Yeah.
She teaches her how to wrestle. Paige teaches Serena how to be more violent. It fucking works out. Serena can talk for her. No big deal. I would team Riho and Emi Sakura together as a team called Stardom, like the wrestling company in Japan, and Peter Avalon would manage them.
Oh, that'd be funny.
As pretty Peter Avalon.
Yeah.
It would be hysterical.
Yeah.
Hysterical shit.
It'd be good to have a male manager with a female group, like you don't see that too often.
And a face.
Right.
A face male manager with a face group.
Right.
You don't see that.
You don't see that.
And then my last team, I would do, the team would be called La Mascara Oscura, which means the dark mask in Spanish. And it would be Penta, Phoenix, Scorpio Sky would redon his mask, and Luchasaurus.
That just makes sense.
They would all wear a black mask, a dark mask, and it would be dope.
Yeah.
Because Scorpio can talk for all those guys.
And it would be a face team, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And think about the high flying shit that they would do. I mean, listen, dude, I was on
with the big man in Luchasaurus.
Yes.
I mean, that's
with the tail whip and all that fucking fun shit that they can do and the high flying.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do for the teams with the roster. The rest of the guys, I'd leave as solo competitors, but I have plans for everybody.
Right.
So go ahead. What do you got? I'm curious, man.
I focused on the championships.
I like it.
And I decided I was going to keep all the championships intact except for the North Atlantic Championship, because that's about
the All-Atlantic?
The All-Atlantic Championship.
The North American Championship?
Yeah, whatever the fuck it was. Whatever, the Atlantic Championship
plus Japan.
with Japan, yeah.
Plus Japan.
So
in parentheses.
I do have rules about my championships.
Mm-hmm.
The AEW World Championship would only be defended on pay-per-views with the caveat that occasionally it could be a TV spot, but you're not going to see the AEW World Championship. You're not getting that for free. You're going to pay for that.
Yeah.
The TNT Championship, that is defended every episode on TNT. Every single show. It's
every Rampage.
It's being defended. It's the main event of that show because it's the TNT Championship for a reason. And it's Rampage. Right. So, the TBS Championship
only gets defended.
It's the same rule.
On Dynamite.
Same rule. On Dynamite, it's the...
On TBS.
This gives the women a platform to have the main event on that show.
Now, what happens if they have a scheduling issue where maybe it gets bumped from the channel and now Rampage and Dynamite are like switched on a week? Does that mean that the champion goes and defends if it's on TBS or if it's on TNT, regardless of what the fucking situation is?
No, it's only defended on the program it's supposed to be defended on.
I like it.
It's that simple.
I like rules.
Yeah. And we're sticking to them.
God damn it.
Yeah. The FTW Championship.
Oh my God.
I would keep and turn it into like a hardcore style of championship.
Oh. I didn't even think about that.
So, and I figure with Hook having his ties with Taz, obviously Taz is his dad, that's an easy way to like bring that in and add a different element, a more violent element to the program and have it slated in its own spot,
I like it.
So,
hardcore championship. They could use something like that in AEW, actually.
Yeah, I mean, they already have a bunch of stuff where they're people blading all the time. And
they appeal to the fans like that, too, those
so
hardcore.
Why not have a title for it,
Yeah, I like
Considering it's from ECW anyway. I mean, bring it in. The Women's World Championship is going to have the AEW Women's Championship
only on
pay-per-views with the occasional, very rare TV spot
for like big TV promotions, like when they do those bigger shows on free.
I'm more flexible with the Tag Team Championship because I feel like there's plenty of spots both on TV and that they can. It's more of like a middle of the show type of thing you can drag out there. And then the Trios Championship. That's the one that I'm getting rid of. I'm not dumping it entirely. I'm changing it. It's no longer a Trios Championship. It is now a Faction Championship. Okay? You are not going to have 3 title belts. It's going to be a different title, more of a plaque type of design, but it's going to look kind of like a coin that you can carry to signify that your faction is the faction in AEW because they have so many factions as it is. That can be used as a weapon, obviously. It's not like allowed, but like it's something that can be carried around, displayed, used as a weapon. It ticks all the box for what you would want in the utility of a championship.
Interesting.
It can be defended in a match of the champion's choosing. So you can either...
okay. Can I just ask one question?
Yes.
I'm sorry, before I get wicked confused. So if a faction has that chip, anybody in that faction can defend that chip, is what you're saying.
Or everyone in that faction can defend that chip. So this allows you to...
I see.
Like the JAS, Jericho Appreciation Society, got a shit ton of members.
Yeah.
They can force you to have a handicap match. You're defending it against all of us. Oh, you're challenging against all of us. Or if a face team has it, and the heel team comes out, they're injured. There's only one of us. I want to put us against your top man. They might agree to that. Now it's a singles match. Your
a lot
team,
of different ways that you can go with that. Yeah, you can play a lot of different cards by doing that. It leaves it open to everything.
And to me, this helps in AEW's biggest problem. They're bit by the injury bug so often, and this gives you the flexibility. Trios Championship, you have to have 3 guys.
It covers you for factions,
right.
For bigger groups. It covers you for every group.
Right.
Now, could that be applied to tag teams as well?
What do you mean?
Or does it have to be a 3-man or more team?
No. If you want to have your tag team go after,
but it could even be a single.
It could even be a single guy. That again, it gives a Wardlow wants to go and say
you're reading my mind. Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Or Satnam Singh.
Yeah, that's a big fucking guy, man.
I
see pictures of that guy and I go, there's something fucking not right, dude. I don't know what they're doing.
But to me, that gives a whole bunch of storylines that leave a whole bunch of interest. And the way that I'm playing that off, I'm announcing that first night, this is no longer a Trios Championship. This is a Faction Championship. And Death Triangle starts off with it. But we're having a gauntlet match to determine the top faction in this company.
A gauntlet.
A gauntlet match. Every single faction, known faction, gets a chance to take this championship.
Survival of the fittest.
Right. I have Death Triangle started off. I have the Andrade Family Office start off against Death Triangle. They lose. They're out. The Elite.
And see you later. You're gone.
The Elite come out next. The Elite take out Death Triangle.
Yeah.
Blackpool Combat Club comes out next. Elites defeat Blackpool Combat Club with interference from Jericho Appreciation Society.
Oh, a little assist.
Yeah, so then the Jericho Appreciation Society is out next against the Elites, and they overwhelm the Elites. They take out the Elites.
Dude, there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, okay. Well, because this is just one match.
I like it. No, I like it. I like it.
The Elites and Blackpool Combat Club are, pissed off. They attack the Jericho Appreciation Society for the last faction to come out, Dark Order, and Dark Order walks away with the faction championship. And there's a reason I do that. It's a feel-good thing. You come out immediately, and you give it to,
the guys who deserve it.
Yeah, did this for Brody Lee, all that. Have, his son come out, put him on your shoulders. And there's another reason why I did this, because they're losing it almost immediately.
Yeah.
Like the next episode. This title is going to be hot-shotted. And I know I don't normally like hot-shotted titles. This title is going to be hot-shotted for the first month. And the reason? We're building the rules of this championship and showing that it can be defended in a number of different styles. And these factions have to learn
the new
rules and how to make it work for them. And they don't get it at first.
Very smart.
At the end, after it's hot-shotted for a few months, the Elites come out, realize that they're the slickest faction of all of them. So they're going to come out and make it work for them. They're going to hold it for a period of time until House of Black comes back, takes it from them, and then goes on a run with it.
Ooh. Yeah, see, I like that. There's a lot of possibilities. See, I like the idea of, the chip. The chip. It's not a belt. It's kind of like the Heritage Cup.
Yeah, it's basically like a it's a
like a trophy.
Like
almost.
a trophy.
Yeah.
That signifies we are the top faction. And I also feel like this takes a lot of this focus away from the top guys that have been going after the AEW World Championship, and it places the focus on this faction. We're going to now have the top faction. We don't have to have Mox going after the championship all the time, because for the AEW World Championship, I have MJF taking it in this show and running with it for a while anyway.
Yeah, so why would you take the fucking belt off of the guy?
Right. I just need to not have it be Mox and MJF
said
all the
other
time,
person.
So this gives them a focus somewhere else. It'll even cause storylines. Whatever. People are going for tag team titles or going for individual titles, and another faction attacks them to stir up, a faction war here.
Ooh.
So
it just leaves so many opportunities and possibilities for so many different people to be involved, and
this makes that championship to me.
It makes it serious.
It makes it pretty much the top championship, which highlights the fact they have so many stables. If you have them, let's make it work for you.
Yeah. I really like that. I really like that idea a lot. There's really something to be said for that being able to be used from a faction, a singles wrestler, anybody could get that chip.
Right. And if you're on the undercard and you're not being utilized, find other guys, form a faction, go for that championship.
Yeah, man. Because you could have hodgepodge teams just looking to,
hey, let's work together. Let's get our shine here.
And then all of a sudden you have teams now who weren't supposed to be teams, and now you're stacked.
Yep.
And these guys can also work single.
Yep.
And they don't have to work together. Hey, we're in it for the chip, but other than that, we're not together.
Right.
I'm not fucking with you. If you win a championship, I'm coming after you just as much as I would come after the next person.
And think about that, right? A team like that Now you have a faction that comes out and you say, hey, you're out by yourself. You have that championship. A faction comes out and says, hey, you know what? You don't want to defend your faction's, your group's title against us? You don't need them. Yeah. And they con you into a singles match. They beat you. Now you have a whole storyline between that now broken faction. You screwed us out of that championship. There's so many ways you can go about that. Oh, my God,
dude. Yeah, man, I really like that, though. I really like that. Fuck, I wish they would do it. Shit. All right, what else you got? Fucking, I feel like under-equipped now. Fuck, man.
Well, that was, like I said, I would go with the FTW championship as a hardcore championship, and I have 4 people that are going to be vying for that, and that's Hook, that's Pillman Jr., that's Scorpio Sky, and that's Lance Archer. Oh. I feel they all can bring a level to that, you know.
And different.
Yeah.
It's all different.
So I would say that's a good placement for them. The TNT championship, Wardlow, I think he needs some actual feuds that make sense. I would put him against Luchasaurus. I would put him against Satnam Singh. I would put him against Swerve. I would have him go over all those guys, starting with Swerve, then going to Luchasaurus, then going to Satnam Singh.
Bigger and bigger.
And then losing to Miro.
Ooh, that could be spicy, man. Miro and fucking Wardlow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And let me tell you, the reason that Miro wins that is because his last challenger, Satnam Singh, aids in with Miro.
Oh, I can get behind that.
And now you can have Miro and Satnam Singh together. I would like to see Miro and Satnam Singh together. I think they both have a level of believability. And Miro is the much more physical guy, but if he has that large presence behind him, there's no stopping him.
Well, Miro looks like a small human being compared to that giant fucking Satnam Singh, dude.
And the reason why I want, because you've already mentioned this with Miro. Miro needs somebody to talk for him.
Yeah.
So being the TNT champion and having to defend it every week anyway means you put your wrestling abilities on the line. You don't need to have a long story for all. Like, it's basically open challenges every week, and you're just showing how dominant you are. You don't need the promos. You don't need all of that. So it hides his weakness and it accentuates his in-ring ability.
So you're kind of making it like how TBS would do their television championship for WCW way back in the day when they were doing like the 605 Saturday. You know, every Saturday night you were guaranteed to see a television title match.
Right.
It was a 15-minute time limit television title match.
Yep.
And when for me as a fan back then, it was awesome because I was like, oh shit, man. I get to fucking watch a television title match. Yeah. And like, it didn't matter if the guy was going up against like Ray Candy or fucking like one of these other guys.
You're seeing a championship match.
Right. And it was usually pretty decent. Right. It wasn't hotly contested. Sometimes if it was like more of a name guy, an underneath name guy, he would give him a little run for his money, but the guy would always come out on top. And then what do? At a giant like Clash of the Champions show, they have a guy lose a belt.
Right.
They don't have him lose a belt on fucking WCW fucking 605, Superstation Saturday night. They're not doing that,
right,
dude. If you're tuning in thinking that you're gonna see Ray Candy beat fucking I don't know, let me just Magnum TA for the fucking television champ or Tully Blanchard, not fucking happening, dude. Right. You're high. But they made you believe that you may fucking see that.
Right. And so you see where I'm going with that.
I'm full on board.
Yeah, the Acclaimed, I got Swerve in Our Glory right out of there because we got rid of Keith Lee on my suggestion. So that was... So with the Acclaimed, I want them to finish their business with the Gun Club because I feel like there's a lot of unfinished business there. And then... After that, they're free of the Gun Club. FTR comes out, says, we need to get our chance. FTR takes it. FTR holds it for a while.
Yeah, as well they should.
Right. Women's World Championship. I had a fatal four-way for this because, you have Tony Storm, you have Jamie Hayter, you have
Jade Cargill.
Nope.
Oh.
Soraya and Britt Baker. You put the 4 of them in it. And reason being, they all have a connection. Well, they all have a connection to Hayter and Britt Baker and all that, right?
Ooh, so that could be a spicy 4-way match for the world title, man.
I want Hayter to go over, pinning Tony Storm.
Ooh.
And that's because Soraya and Baker would go off into their own program.
You would continue that, yeah.
Yeah, and then Hayter, I would have her because she pinned Tony Storm, and Tony Storm was just the interim champion or whatever. By the way, I'm getting rid of that. Hayter's going to be the champion.
Yeah.
We're not
interim champions no longer.
Right. I see her being able to go against Statlander, go against Mercedes Martinez, and eventually go against Van Zant, having Van Zant beat Hayter.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Paige with the fucking world title fucking run.
I mean, I think that with her there's a lot of potential there, and she's a Spitfire. I mean, she is like a Ronda Rousey.
She adds a legitimacy to the product. Like, not saying that Jade Cargill isn't legit, but there's a different level between big and very muscular and very put together well, and then you have Paige Van Zant, who is like 5 foot nothing, but will fucking choke you out or knock you unconscious. No problem. Like, it's not even a thing for her, and she probably wouldn't even break a nail doing it.
Right.
Like, I really like that. I like that a lot.
And then for the TBS Championship, I have Cargill hot-shotting a lot of people here.
Just beating the fuck out of everybody.
Yeah, Soho, Deeb, Rose, even Van Zant gets in there once, and
so she just runs that belt then.
Yeah, Willow and Abaddon, like I have them going through all of them, eventually losing it in a one-off against Athena.
Ooh.
Because I think she would underestimate Athena. She would be a little bit cocky at that point, going through as many as she did. Athena gets the big victory off of her.
If she could learn, if Jade Cargill could learn how to take that fucking stunner bump from the top that she does and takes it like Scott Hall because she's so long, like Scott Hall. If she can learn how to take that bump, bro.
Why do you think I have her with the title for so long?
Yeah.
So that she can learn that.
The O face.
Like, we're going to, when this title is taken off of you, it's got to be a big moment, and that move by
is
Athena
to push you
is the big moment that people are gonna believe you can't kick out of that.
Right. And then I would imagine you would have Jade Cargill looking at the women's world title.
Oh yeah, after that.
Well,
right. So she already beat Van Zant at that point.
Right. So
Now Van Zant's holding the title. All right. Well, okay. I lost to Athena, but I beat you for my championship. Now I'm going to beat you for yours.
Yeah. The only thing that I would switch about Jade Cargill is I would switch her finish. I don't like that Beth Phoenix finish that she does.
Yeah, there's definitely got to be something that she can do that's much more.
The pump kick is very good for her because she's so rangy and long. But what about that mushroom stomp that Cameron Grimes does?
Yeah, I think that
showing her athleticism of being able to jump up and stomp somebody into the fucking ground.
I think that could be, especially with the long legs. And everything.
Dog. And she's super athletic. Yeah. She's not gonna have a problem jumping up to a 5-foot person. No. Like, it's not going to be an issue for her.
Not at all.
Or maybe she got bum legs. I mean, I don't fucking know. But her legs look in really good shape.
That could be huge.
Huge. Well, I'm going to go over these fucking last couple of things quick. These hot takes that I have. And see fucking how they might fucking grab you. Immediately, the infighting starts between the Blackpool Combat Club over the world title. Mox and Claudio and Danielson start fucking pushing and shoving over that belt. Mox and Claudio decide to leave the Blackpool Combat Club separately. No turn. It's just all business.
They're just done.
They don't want to turn on Regal. They don't want to do anything. They just want to go their own separate way.
They just can't see
They can't coincide. Stokely immediately signs Hobbs, Satnam, and fucking Keith Lee to the firm and calls them the biggest insurance policy in wrestling. They immediately start picking off anyone of value in the world title picture. At random. At random. I wanted to say that. JAS beat down Wardlow after he declines their offer to join. Gun Club makes the save. All of them.
Wow.
Feud culminates at Battle for the Belts in an 8-man tag in a first ever Take It to the Street Fight match.
What's a Take It to the Street Fight match?
Take it to the street.
So you start in the ring and you have to
Yes,
take
you
it
gotta
up
go outside to the street. You gotta take it to the street
that's
match.
Interesting.
It's a street fight, essentially, but you gotta fucking...
But you gotta get there.
You gotta run outside, right? You gotta fucking take them out. Well, dude, they're known for doing those fucking wacky matches.
Yeah.
And I think that people would be into that, seeing these guys fight outside, like, just randomly.
Definitely.
Jacksonville people would be all about that. They'd be like, oh my God, it's Friday night. It's a Monday. So that happens. The Acclaim say it looks like the scissors are open for everybody now, and they immediately get hit with a treasure trove. FTR, the Bucks, the Lucha Brothers, EYFBO, Dark Order, House of Black, Butcher and Blade all interrupt them and jump in the ring. So that starts their whole deal. So the Acclaimed they're gonna have some work cut out for them. I gotta fucking everyone is stepping in line. And obviously FTR for me is at the head of that pack, but they're not gonna win it right away. I want somebody else to fucking win it first.
Who?
I don't know yet.
They haven't decided.
I don't know yet. But somebody's gonna win it first before FTR decides that it's their time now.
Yeah.
It's time for them to take the belts.
Yeah.
Brian Pillman Jr. begins to come to the ring completely unengaged and refuses to provide any offense during his matches. Darby Allin takes notice and tells Pillman he gets it and he's compromised too. And this is the beginning of the compromise faction. Mm-hmm. The Seattle connection with Swerve and Darby, they link up.
Yeah.
They're both compromised. Their careers have not gone the way that they thought they should have. Pillman takes the lead as the fucking crazy psychopath that his father was. Not the loose cannon, a little bit more cerebral than that. Not so showy.
Maybe, yeah. Okay.
Because he can't do what Pillman did. There's no way.
Yeah.
You can't do that in today's wrestling. You can't. Miro and Brody King go at it at every single turn until their feud costs Eddie Kingston a match. And then Eddie Kingston goes completely berserk and starts beating the shit out of both of them. And they have an intense feud up until Battle for the Belts. Obviously, Eddie does not go over in that match. Everyone thinks that I would put Eddie over in that match. I would not. I would put Brody King over like gangbusters because Eddie would be so incensed with Miro halfway through the match that he would just forget about winning the match and just want to beat the fuck out of Miro. So I think that could be interesting. Jade Cargill demands an immediate title shot, beats Toni Storm at the 58-minute mark, going past TV time.
Wow. Wow.
Beats her at the 58-minute mark. I would go like 9 minutes past the TV time.
Wow. Keep fans guessing as to what happened.
Who's going to be jumping on the YouTube page trying to see what happened?
Immediately.
Do you know how many people would fucking log on?
And how many people are now going to be flocking for live tickets?
Mm-hmm. It's a great way to set it up, and the women deserve an opportunity to show what they can do.
Yeah.
Give them a long-ass match that 60-minute time limit for a title match. Yeah. Who expects a women's title match to go
60 minutes?
To go even 50 minutes?
No, I'd go a half hour.
They go 58?
Yeah.
And those two could do it. They could plan out a really good match in 58 minutes. With Jade not really having to sell a ton for Tony. Mm-hmm. Just Tony being a fucking machine.
Yeah.
Because she plays that role really well. So that's what I would do with that. Serena Deeb takes Van Zandt under her wing, and they go after Willow and Athena. That just makes for fucking really good matches and good television. It's going to be a little snug. They're going to work tight with each other. So that's going to be good. Pac, John Silver, Hook, Avalon, and Adam Cole all want the junior heavyweight title shot. Peter Avalon becomes the first ever junior heavyweight champion by what appears to be a fluke.
Confused.
He gets errantly kicked or hit by someone on the outside of the ring and gets knocked out and falls on his opponent.
Oh my god.
And they fucking get pinned. Pinned.
Oh my god.
And it looks like a fluke, but he says that was his plan the entire time. And I would have him come to the ring with his head all wrapped up like he has a fucking concussion, like he got blasted with like a wood plank.
How many times could you do that?
Oh my god, I could think of so many ways for him to fucking get into weird situations like that.
Like have his first 3 title defenses end the same way.
100%. Not the same way, different ways, but fluke.
But yeah.
All by fluke, right. But then it's all like a ruse because he actually can wrestle.
Right.
It's kind of like the Eugene thing that they did with Eugene where like, oh, this fucking guy is good. Like, that's fucking crazy. And then the guy gets in there and you're like, oh my god, this guy's a fucking savant.
Right.
Like, what the fuck is it? He's Rain Man.
Right.
So I like that idea. I think that that's kind of fun. It would catch everyone by surprise.
And people would buy onto that real quick.
Well, but here's the thing. There's a second part to that. As soon as the bell rings and he wakes up and realizes that he won the title, he grabs the belt and runs through the crowd, completely shocked and horrified that he has a title in his hands, and starts celebrating with the fans, drinking beers with them, going crazy, fucking dumping popcorn on his head. He just goes fucking mental, and then goes out and buys brand new suits and fucking thinks that he's like a superstar. But I would have him hold the title for a while.
Yeah.
I would let him run with it because that comedy, my version of comedy is different from the Orange Cassidy.
Yeah,
my version of comedy is funny but with intent. I want to do stuff with intent. What else do I have here? Omega calls out Lance. Omega calls Lance Archer an underneath guy. Archer tries then to strangle him with the braid that he wears on his head.
Yeah, I could see him doing that.
They go back and forth trading matches. Archer gets murderous. Omega gets chicken shit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's perfect. Yeah. It's a perfect fucking scenario for them. Lance Archer looks like a monster. Fucking Kenny Omega still continues to be a fucking chicken shit heel.
Yeah, he's great at it.
And Hayter and DMD go on to fucking tear it down.
Yeah.
For a year. Yeah. They just tear it down in every match that you could possibly conceive for those two women. They're gonna fucking tear it down with each other from second one. Jamie Hayter is sick of playing second fiddle. It's an easy segue to get into, and those matches are gonna be fucking banging.
Yeah, because they will not give in.
They're
gonna lay it all out there.
Yeah, they're gonna beat the fuck out of each other. We went a little bit over time. Not too bad, man. 15 minutes over time for all that shit.
I feel like we tossed out some good ideas there.
Bro, we could fucking book a territory, you and I.
I have some ideas, but you can. You've got people pinpointed here. I didn't get that deep into it.
Well, see, I'm like one of those.
I like being the big picture guy.
Yeah, I'm like one of those like conspiracy theories guys that you like fucking see with like charts and like
all the
know,
red twine.
I have like fantasy TV ratings for like what my TV ratings are gonna look like. I want to make sure that I keep the profit shares up. Like I have a whole merchandise line that I'm looking to push for this.
You're talking to shareholders in your head.
80K, 60 G's, baby. Each motherfucker. Don't get it twisted.
Oh man.
Well, man, this has been Pro Wrestling Summit, man. Holy shit. It's been an AEW Pro Wrestling Summit. We covered fucking predictions for Full Gear. We rebooked their entire fucking territory.
Please, TK, do the right thing by MJF.
TK! Come on, bro. You should. I know you're
And
fucking.
if you take my fact